Welcome back there, fam. We are back at it again with a new little collection video. In this case, we're going into some obscurity. You know what I'm talking about. So before we get into it, make sure to like, comment down below, consider subscribing to the channel. Now, a few of these teas are a little crazy, but I'll get into it. Little backstory. So first off, we do got the Deadhead T, and yes, it is not an actual Grateful Dead tea, but it is a Deadhead tea, which means this was fan made. The skulls actually are inverted in within themselves. Both sides actually, one side says dead, the other one says head, and when you flip it around, it says the same thing with a graphic in there, which I've never seen before. This tea was actually found in a bag for $2.50 with a bunch of other shirts, and this one was in there too. And around that time I found two Grateful Dead teas in the same pile, so I know this was part of it, and I know this was a Deadhead or a Grateful Dead fan, if nobody knows what a Deadhead is. It is crazy because it's on a Stedman tag, Super High Cruise. It was not tie-dyed at all, and I'm very happy to find this one, and it's still in the collection. Now this one's a little shocking, okay, so I gotta warn you. Look what it says. First off, cover me, I'm going in. Wolf tag, so H Wolf, and it is a made in USA, again, single stitch, everything that goes with it, all the good stuff. And I got it for a steal of a deal, considering these teas usually go crazy price. Again, shout out to that seller. This tea goes into the history of AIDS awareness, or the use of condoms. And it's crazy because it says condom sense on here with this open package. It says, as you see, cover me, I'm going in again. And it does show the member itself going into the sleeve, but nothing on the back. Like I said, it's just an obscure tea, but with a big message that goes along with it. Certain time, certain era of history, of our history. And it's crazy to see. Now this tea right here is a big one. I do want to get in depth of this because this one has a back. If anybody out there is a Simpsons fan, then you're gonna love this, sort of. I mean, considering. This goes back to Matt Groening, 1977. I mean, first his idea to make this kind of comic book, it was his way of explaining his life in Los Angeles to his friends, and I love that story in general. And so the story that surrounds is, first it's Binky, Sheba, and Bongo, his illegitimate son. Now, so on this side you see there's Binky, and on this side there's Sheba, and what's crazy about Sheba is she's got the pearl necklace just like Marge. Not a lot of people know about Life in Hell, and it's just a rarity. I love the teas. I wish I had more, and this one was a big one for my dad, that I grew up learning about, you know, Life in Hell through him. So again, shout out to you, Dad. Again, that's what it is that this tea screams way more to me than a lot of these other teas, and I know they're very much hype in a lot of teas, but this one is like from my childhood, from the essence of who I am, kind of. This is 9 Types of Girlfriends. It does say Miss Nice Guy, Old Yeller. It has all the different stuff, but just like the comic did, it went beyond like the normal thing of how cartoons were. And nowadays, you got crazy cartoons popping up everywhere, pushing the limits of what's acceptable. And this is what this comic strip was pretty much doing from the get-go. And this was back then. Not just pushing all the limits, but going in depth with actual people's feelings and actual life. And that's what's cool about these teas. So on this side, this one's the boyfriend side. It says Joe Sensitive, Old Man Grumpus, Flinchy, Bigfoot, Lazy Bones, The Sneak, Ace of Hearts, The Dreamer, and Mr. Right. That's why this tea is still in the collection, and it screams loudly to me. So I hope I didn't go too far into that one, because that one's insane. But I found this one online back in the day, and it's one of the teas that I don't get to see that often. I literally couldn't believe finding this one online for so cheap, by the way. Visit LA. It's a Riot, April 29th, 1992. And it's crazy. Again, I will go into that graphic right there, but as you see, this city was burning, and it kind of screams into everything that happened somewhat recently. It's crazy because I don't see much more of these teas, not this exact one. I haven't found another one like it, and a bunch of people, every time I had posted up, always message me, is it for sale, where can I find some? But I haven't found any. Like, I haven't found any myself. It's a very crazy and dark part of our history, and there is no way that I was departing with this tea, and I can't believe I found it online. Again, another one in obscurity. Now this one's not so crazy, again, not going into depth with history here, but this actually goes along the in Venice Beach. So if you know Venice Beach, California, a famous spot. And this one is crazy because this one's on a early 90s, so I think it's a 91. Beefy Haynes. Look at the graphic on there. It is just awesome. You got the Rastafarian Cat in the Hat. This one screams my childhood because the Cat in the Hat, first off, and then seeing this in the colorway, in the graphic, and the print, it's amazing, and just the way it looks is incredible. When I found it again, people were asking, stay in the collection. This one goes back to the 90s, if everybody knows. It is the, do I need to say it? Do I really? Maybe people aren't from the 90s. Okay, I get it, okay? Come Blow My Horn, and you got Bill Clinton doing a solo on his saxophone, single stitch, on a Onita Power Pro, and that tag alone is pretty cool. But this tee, again, obscure, novelty, crazy, insanity. That's what I'm gonna say right here, because you got Bill with his saxophone over here. This one's been in the collection, and I've worn it a few times, but some reason nobody gets it when I wear it. They don't understand. That is the reason for art, right? It's up for interpretation. Monica Lewinsky. But I don't know. You know, that's just the way it is. This one has been in the collection and it's not leaving. And to my end all be all stuff. So this is on a jerseys tag. Again, you got quality tagging over here. So you got the quality tee, you got the double stitch and the orange, and what is it? So it does say drink Tang OJ kills. And it's one of the, again, darker t-shirts, obscure. This is one of the original ones. I mean, you can see the cracking that goes along with it. You can see the age. It's right, it's correct. You got the double stitch tee, so you got the quality tee for the late 90s right into that court case, by the way. And you see this tee, but I've seen so many reprints of this. Not this huge print, right? A lot of them go off of Drink Tang OJ Kills, but I've literally found a reprint and I sold it off not like a while back. That was years ago before finding this tee. It's always printed like either like the Bronco, or you see like the orange juice cup or something like that, and it says Drink Tank OJ Kills, right? It doesn't completely reference who they're talking about, but it references the drink or the orange juice or anything. But if you understand what it's talking about, it's OJ Simpson. That's another one in the collection. That finishes up pretty much my obscure tees, and I hope this kind of sounded good, because I still need to fix that, if you understand what I'm talking about, the mic. But what I'm doing here is I keep going back into my comments that either I didn't respond or something back then. I've been going through some old archival comments, and some of them are insane, some of them are crazy, some of them did ask and I just never followed through and made these collection videos. So that's what I'm doing here. It is what it is. I have so much to show, and that's the thing, is that that's what I'm doing. I'm going back. So thank you for watching again. Like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. And talking about that, I'm gonna say what I always say. Hit that sub button because more videos are coming. This was Mick from Fresh from the Flea.